Hey, my name is Corbin Sable. I'm running for State Assembly 79th District. So if you live in El Cajon, La Mesa, Spring Valley, the central San Diego area, west of the 805, or sorry, east of the 805, La Presa, I think I got them all, Lemon Grove, I'm your guy. Come link up with me if you live in those areas. Corbin Sable, State Assembly 79th District. Gosh. Yesterday I was listening to a podcast from Charlie Kirk. Good guy. And his guest, and everybody's got to listen to this podcast. It was yesterday. His guest was a guy named Steve Kirsch. Steve Kirsch came to learn, a very successful entrepreneur who's donated, $20 million to the Democratic Party, who went on the Charlie Kirk's podcast to say that he's leaving the Democratic Party. He's jumping ship. So why would a guy who's donated upwards of $20 million to the Democratic Party suddenly leave? Well, that's one answer. They are more, yeah. But the two answers I'm looking for is that number one, trust was broken between Steve and the Democratic Party. Steve was told that these vaccines are 100% safe and effective. But over the years, he came to know people who were badly injured from the vaccine and who died from the vaccine.
Thank you for spreading the truth.
And they keep telling us these things are safe, 100% safe and effective for everybody. So reason number one why Steve left the Democratic Party is because trust was broken. And once trust is broken, you cannot fix it. Reason number two why Steve left the Democratic Party is so simple, yet so profound, is because it was the right thing to do. When confronted with the knowledge of that these vaccines are injuring people and killing people, speaking up and leaving the Democratic Party is an easy choice. It is the right thing to do. And so many of us are choosing to do the right thing. So this is no longer that Republican versus Democratic fight we're so used to. Those days are gone, okay? But before I say anything about that, let me just say that there are three types of people that you could be in this world. All right, a sheep, a wolf, or a sheepdog.
Sheepdog.
Now, when I say that most people are sheep, I mean that with no negative context. All I mean by sheep, they're saying that most people are sheep, is that most people are incapable of pushing back against aggression, unless under some extreme provocation or accident, perhaps. Our corrupt politicians are making the lives of all of us harder and harder and harder, and many people will just choose to deal with it and go about their day instead of pushing back. So that's what I mean by saying most people are sheep. They are incapable of pushing back against aggression like us. We are pushing back. The second and third types of people that you can be are the wolves and the sheepdog, who are capable of being aggressive, but what makes the wolf and the sheepdog separate is that the wolf uses their capability to be aggressive for evil, and the sheepdog uses their capability to be aggressive for good and for protection. So we might equate the wolves in our society to be things like, the robbers, the murderers, the arsonists, the whatever. But you know who else the wolves are? The wolves are the corrupt politicians who have turned their back on the country and the American people. The wolves are the corrupt politicians who shut our businesses down during the COVID pandemic. The wolves are the corrupt politicians who keep our kids locked in failing schools. The wolves are the corrupt politicians such as my opponent who would want to mandate this not safe and effective vaccine on the people who didn't want it. That leaves me with the third type of person, the sheepdog. We've got some sheepdogs in this audience right now. There are a lot of sheepdogs. Brian, Dan, Michael, Amy's back there, Amy Riker, going after one of the biggest wolves in the neighborhood, Nathan Fletcher. Got a lot of sheepdogs in this audience. Happy to be here. So like I said, this is no longer the Republican versus Democrat fight we are so used to. On one side, we still have two sides, right? Kind of like fighting each other. But on one side, you got the corrupt Republicans and the corrupt Democrats. Combine that with the corrupt institutions, the mainstream media, the list goes on and on and on. And on one side, you have people like us, the sheepdogs, who are making the choice to do what is right, to go out of our way, to go out of our day, to do things like Amy and organize this event and organize a group and host these events. So many sheepdogs that I'm proud to stand amongst you. We are choosing to do what is right. We are choosing to go out of our way to preserve our freedom. And I eagerly look forward to the fight that lies ahead of us. We will take our country back. We will preserve our freedoms. With your help, we will win. We have to. We have no other choice. Once again, my name is Corbin Sable, running for State Assembly 79th District. Thank you for your time. Happy to be here. Come connect with me if you haven't yet. And on to the next speaker. Thank you.